Check out my style. I fall from a lane, girl. Watch me put it down, baby. She on the road, kick it around in my coupe. Me and you just cruising through the town lately. Ask you some questions, girl, do you mind? What will it take to make you mine, please? Tell me be you and we can try. So I spit true, I change the whole thing. Check out my style. I fall from a lane, girl. Watch me put it down, baby. She on the road, kick it around in my coupe. Me and you just cruising through the town lately. Ask you some questions, girl, do you mind? What will it take to make you mine, please? Tell me be you and we can try. So I spit true, I change the whole thing. No, I ain't giving up. I made an oath, I ain't giving up. Whoa, we on the phone getting spiritual. Then I remix the flow, getting in the check out my style. I fall from my lane, girl. Watch me put it down, baby. She on the road, kick it around in my coupe. Me and you just cruising through the town lately. Ask me some questions, girl, do you mind? What would it take to make you mine, please? Tell me be you and we can try. So I spit true, I change the whole thing. Check out my style. I fall from my lane, girl. Just watch me put it down, baby. She on the road, kick it around in my coupe. Me and you, we just cruising through the town lately. Ask me some questions, girl, do you mind? What would it take to make you mine, please? Tell me be you and we can try. So I spit true, I change the whole thing. Check out my style. I fall from my lane, girl. Just let me put it down, baby. She on the road, kick it around in my coupe. Me and you, we just cruising through the town lately. Ask me some questions, girl, do you mind? What would it take to make you mine, please? Tell me be you and we can try. So I spit true, I change the whole thing. No, I ain't giving up. No, I made an oath, I ain't giving up. Hey, we on the phone getting spiritual. And I remix the flow, getting in the air. Check out my style. I'm far from my lane, girl. Just watch me put it down, baby. She on the road, can get around in my coupe. Me and you, we just cruising through the town lately. Ask me some questions, girl, do you mind? What would it take to make it mine, please? Tell me be you and we can try. So I spit true, I taste the whole thing. No, I ain't giving up. Hey, I made an oath, I ain't giving up. Whoa, we on the phone getting spiritual. And then I remix the flow, getting in the air.
There's pressure that comes with the block. You could end up inside of a box when you get your knob buzzed by a op after getting set up by a thought. Opportunity, it doesn't knock. Nope. That sound right there be the cops. Yep. And all of that stress that we talking still beats punching the clock. You think I wanna sweep your floor from 8 to 4? Fuck, I wanna take your orders for when your favorite star got an Audemars that's worth more than mama's car. Type of shit make you wanna say fuck the law. When your rent's due and your piss poor, nigga, we don't even own our own corner store. So call the waters, cause a quarter more, Wanna be an entrepreneur. We want sign checks. We want work for ourselves. We want on the nets. You're too much of a threat when you're on your own assets. So the only thing they show us is how to be an outlet. So we won't connect. They say hi like hola. Listen to Hova. Whip up a Rover. Been watching Power. Tommy and Ghost, bruh. So I need some powder. Fish scale and soda for 99 cents.
It's hard to repent when you gotta pay rent. Baking soda's only 99 cents. Make it make sense, make it make sense. Baking soda's only 99 cents. It's hard to repent when you gotta pay rent. Baking soda's only 99 cents. Make it make sense, make it make sense, yeah. You see, the money is a motive. Repeat my history, crack cocaine is like the motif. It's plain and simple, way back then my mother hustled. It's in my blood. blood, so I feel like it's time to grind, just like the times when niggas lie. Hold up, back then was the bad days. Motherfuckers push mad weight. I was a crack baby. Tell me nothing about my mother and the struggle. See, I love you in this fuckers trying to smoke with you hustle. Selling everything in the house, goddamn. She ain't give a damn about the scouts, goddamn. So my oldest brother had to man up, had to take care of us in the piece with 4 kids. The one on the way with no clip, no food in the fridge, on some post shit. Got food stamps from the neighbors. Tired work, ain't ask no favors. Late night, he was shot bodegas. Over bread and some meat, some mayo. Kool-Aid had about 4 flavors. And when time went to cash out, Aki lashed out. Told him he'd take food stamps. $15 for that kid, fuck all that shit. Then the young nigga noticed that he could be the coldest. Take back what they owed us. Whole world on the shoulders. No food in the kitchen but the stove work. $10 in the sack and he points to the back, say, "Aight, let me get that soda." 99 cents. It's hard to repent when you gotta pay rent. Baking soda's only 99 cents. Make it make sense, oh, make it make sense. Baking soda's only 99 cents. It's hard to repent when you gotta pay rent. Baking soda's only 99 cents. Make it make sense, oh, make it make sense. Yeah.
So let me get this shit straight. So I gotta go take out loans to go to school, to get a job, just to pay for the loans I took out in the first place? I'm looking at this arm and hammer like I should have a hammer in my arm right goddamn now. Shit ain't make no sense. Lord, make it make sense. Goddamn.
Baking soda's only 99 cents. Hey, it's
Dear Lord, I hope you hear my prayers. Because we
make
really,
it
really
to the
need you
parking lot.
down here. From all the pain that we going through, we know that you're real, so can you fall through? Father, have mercy when we call on you.
How far you say you? About 5 minutes.
I raise my children up to say the same shit. Dear Lord, I hope you hear my prayers. Because we really, really need you down here. From all the pain that we going through, we know that you're real, so can you fall through? Father, have mercy when we call on you. But I just wanna fall on you. To show the devils you ain't nothing to play with. I raise my children up to say the same shit.
Yeah. Go ahead.
Come on, West.
Go ahead.
Go ahead.
Rocking this shit. Yeah.
Go ahead. Look, I keep it low to the T. UPK play for keeps. Ain't shit sweet. Got soldiers on deck, and my youngin' did a sweep. This a whole nother way. Tell him get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Nigga, come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. Man, this shit is too easy. I'm on gold, but they don't believe me. You know I'm winning with the team. Screaming Vinny, 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 Vigi. Hear them devils screaming out bloody murder. I'm about to close the curtain. I'm on my grind, bitch, and work. Sorry, all them lies, it ain't working. Them niggas weak, they be churching. I'm a West nigga, that's for certain. If he cross the line, I'ma back up and I'ma hit his ass with this virus. And I come through 300 strong, 144 Leonidas. All my niggas, we eatin'. I'm in this bitch with the itis. Say, all y'all do the sweet. Tell y'all let's do the street. If a nigga made the wrong move, he make his ass out the league. He ain't one of us hit the league. He ain't one of us here preach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas go retreat. Go ahead. Look, I keep it low to the T. UPK play for keeps. Ain't shit sweet. Got soldiers on deck, and my youngin' did a sweep. This a whole nother wave. Tell him get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Nigga, come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us here breach. Come through all black gully jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat.
You see this look that's on my face, bitch, I'm for real with it. I hit the streets, put on my cleats, was in the field with it. You soft as cotton, just an actor, Uncle Phil with it. And then my target's on the move, but I can still hit it. Hey, I speak true cause it's necessary. Gullah Jack revolutionary. Cold on them like January. Commander General is a visionary. Soul food, no sweets. Your preacher man, he's sweet. Matter of fact, he weak. It's wartime for peace. Think you hard, nigga, you ain't. Fuck with us, nigga, you can't. You smart cars, we tanks. We form up in ranks. We body bag this rap shit. All black, no bright shit. Real life, no cap, bitch. Fall on them, that's cap shit.
I keep it loyal to the T. UPK play for keeps. Ain't shit sweet, got soldiers on deck, and my youngin' did a sweep. This a whole nother wave. Tell them get the fuck off the beach. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us, he a breach. Nigga, come through all black Gullah Jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. Come through all black Gullah Jack, man. All them niggas gon' retreat. I'm in the field with the cleats. He ain't one of us.
From Westworld. From Westworld. Let's get it.
Don't be sure, tell them make sure. If not, we gon' make war. Clips say it hold 20, but I think it could take more. Grab a stick, fire on your camp, we gon' make s'mores. I ain't satisfied with my spot, then I'ma take yours. No matter how many roadblocks in my way, I'ma break forward. This path I'm on is so damn narrow, I just stay forward. Put them on my plate, I'm never full, I just ate more. Put them on my plate, I'm never full, give me 8 more. Nigga, I don't sugarcoat shit, bitch, I'm straightforward. Don't give a fuck if they don't let me in, I just break doors. Ballin' so hard, they asking what team that I play for. Scammer who? They ain't stopped making guns when they made yours. Sick with it, feeling like I woke up with stage 4. They ain't want the beast loose, what they opened up the cage for. Endure the pain, been through hard times is what I'm made for. Paid my dues, never left a wage, I just rage war. So many chains and gold teeth, it's the blood of a slave. Sit on a throne with a gold crown from the blood of a slave. This is our world, got it from the mud to the grave. Become a thing in the past, don't be a story in my page.
Still against all enemies. In high school, you was the man that's lost memory shit. Lost energy, never lost my energy. Never lose control, never losing, dog, I plan to keep. You lose your mind where I'm from, I ain't talking from what you see. I never lost soul, losing times, wasting steady pacing. You off track, I'm on that. You pray to God, hoping he can save you. But there's power by war, and that's a different angle. This another lost cause, and I'm just adding to the list. They not seeing me for that reason, got a flash on the grip. Nigga, big priest, they gon' judge me by my increase. And I'ma keep stepping in these joys to the increase. Just got off the phone with Jacob, and he said it's time to shine. Certified, blue dot, put it on you, now you verified. One West world, bigger than World War III. Do not sleep, it's not cheap, and it's still top 3.
So many chains and gold teeth, it's the blood of a slave. Sit on a throne with a gold crown from the blood of a slave. This is our world, got it from the mud to the grave. Become a thing in the past, don't be a story in my page.
Came on boats and then chains, so when I get rich, I'ma grab a boat and 10 chains with 12 ribs from each tribe. And each rib gonna have at least 3 kids. Yeah, I'ma have a deep squad, been rapping since knee high. Now a nigga shack size, spit that holy fire, when you hear it, you get baptized. One West world, yeah, you niggas know the logo. And I'ma bust it down so the haters see the glow glow. Let's have a feast, let's shine on our enemies. Right in they face, let's blind all our enemies. Cause now we have, but we come from half-nots. Throw that cash on the ground, my nigga, let's cast lots. I started from the bottom.
Shalom, Yah, Bashem Yoshai, Barakatham to all the brothers, Yah, Shamar Latham, Bashem Yoshai to all the sisters. Priest and officer, what's going on, Barak? What's going on, Barak?
Hey, give me 1 second, other one.
Con, no sweat. All right, we back at it. We back at it. Look, we updated. We back at it. 1 second. I gotta switch something though. Something is not looking right in here.
So we're going live on TikTok.
La. I'd have to like switch the whole setup real fast. Like we can. I just have to switch the setup. All right, well, we're at it again, right? This is the I.S.U.P.K. Canada. The Rise 1969. We air every Sunday we had a couple of technical delays, so we started late. But usually going forward, we're going to be airing 5 p.m. to 7 p.m. So we're going to run at least until it's down there 6:30, or it's actually 7:30, right? Try to get through most of these stories. We got a couple good stories with you, right?
We only have good stories.
First, looking for Salakia.
Now we only have good stories, not just a couple.
Yeah, we only got good stories, right? Damn right. We only got good stories, and we're gonna bring out a few stories. But listen, if you're in a school and you're looking for artwork, you gotta check out ITHES, man. ITHES out of Florida did some excellent artwork. If you can see this banner behind us, right? All right. So with that, we're gonna get into our stories, right? First, we got Canada trapping, right? Canada be trapping. Salakia, while the Trudeau government is damn near selling dope, they're locking up brothers and sisters for the same thing, right? And it goes to show you the hypocrisy of this government, of all the governments in the world, right? Especially the people who are over the children of Israel, right? Israelites are supposed to rule the earth. Like, that's straight up and down, right? Okay, my nigga, I see you.
All right, so
I'm gonna give our first story. What's going on, bro?
Hey, everything for a while, you already know. We rocking it out just like every single Sunday.
Yeah.
To everyone tuning in, like, share, and subscribe. You understand? Like, share, and subscribe.
Rock out, right? Comments that I'm gonna load up. So you bear with me a second. Right. Definitely. Brock, you could carry on for a second while I get this video ready.
No sweat. So what do we want to start with then, that one?
I'm gonna start with the Salakia. What was that? What was that?
What you said?
Brock, is that you? Is that you buzzing like that?
Yeah, that was my phone. I had to put it on silent so I don't get, notification while on the stream.
Please, Bubba, because I'm not in that side of the house.
Yeah.
Okay, I got you.
Yeah, so what are we starting with? Are you starting the chick who goes for men that don't want her? She goes for the unattainable niggas? Or are we going with Justin Trudeau, the trap star? Good night, kid. You're breaking up, out of one.
Yeah.
Good night.
1 second, my Wi-Fi kind of bad right now. Good night. Yeah, I can see that. It's the Wi-Fi. I could definitely see that. Hold up a second.
No sweat. Hey, we already know what's going on. Just like us as a budget was bringing out, right? We have one of the stories we're going to talk about is Justin Trudeau being the trap star of the year. You understand? You're going to see why we call the oppressor the devil the Bible speaks of. You understand? He says selling drugs is illegal. You understand? He said drug dealers should belong in jail. Should be incarcerated. We're going to show you why only a handful of drug dealers, as according to him, should be incarcerated. Only drug dealers of a certain skin complexion should be incarcerated, as per what the devil the Bible speaks of. Understand? Justin Trudeau's people, his family tree is saying. For those who don't know what I'm referring to is that I think I'm not sure. Let me know, Arwan, if we did bring this out last episode, right? But on the west coast of Canada in Vancouver, they are illegally selling meth, like crystal meth, fentanyl, and heroin. I think they're selling cocaine as well. Like you could legally purchase those drugs in Vancouver, in British Columbia. You understand? If you want to get high on meth, you just go to the store and buy a 20 rock, a 20, a 20 bag, you know. And the thing is that those people who selling the drugs are not the people of the same complexion as me, right? And right now, just like this
Right,
video,
bro. Can you hear me?
I can hear you now. I was just saying, you know, just like the video that you put out, just like the video that Officer Budget just put out, we're
I hope
gonna
I'm
play
not
right
chopping
now.
up still. Can you
You
hear me?
understand? Y'all gonna see that because it is well known that in Canada, in the US, we have an opioid crisis, right? Fentanyl, heroin, whatsoever, Xanax, right? But that video is gonna show you that the hypocrisy of the devil the Bible speaks of. Yes, and the hypocrisy of our oppressor, right? I'm not even
Right,
gonna I'm not
right.
even giving any spoilers. Just we're gonna play the video and we're gonna see what we're talking about. And real quick, hey, shalom, sawap, yabash, good.
Hey, Shalom Sawap. Right. So Barack, what you were saying, what I was bringing out a while back, right, is there was a article. So there was two articles that we brought out, right? There was one where the Canadian government said the British Columbian government, right, the premiers or the Slovakia, the Canadian government, right, the Liberals gave the province of British Columbia authorization to make synthetic cocaine for testing for commercial use, right? So
Right.
we got that, and then shortly after, you can hear me. If y'all can hear me, put a one in the chat. Shortly after, they said British Columbia, which is a province in the west, right above California in Canada, right? Shortly after that, British Columbia in certain cities like Vancouver said you could purchase up to 2.5 grams of cocaine, crystal meth, heroin, and I believe there's something else,
Fentanyl.
right? So that's what this video is going to be pertaining to in the House of Commons, right? And it's going to be showing you, okay, so you just got to watch this video and we're going to break it down for you. Okay, give me a second. I'm going to play it.
They always want to talk about Ronald Reagan, the biggest drug dealer. They're forgetting about Canada. Bear with us 1 second. Yes, that we're gonna show you who are the real drug dealers in this world, right? And who's avoiding jail. Like, good night. Salak, Yadwan, what's the sentence if you get caught with cocaine or crack in Toronto? Salak, Yadwan, you hear me? Salak, I think Officer Budget is having technical issues. You understand? But no, so we're still gonna rock it out. So basically, you're gonna see.
Can you hear me, Barack?
Yeah, I can hear you now. You were frozen for a second.
Was the video playing?
La.
The video wasn't playing. Good night. All right, let's try this one more time. I'm gonna try it one more time. Let me.
You're breaking up again, Ottawa.
Innocent food, housing, and gas.
Brock, can you hear the video?
Hey, Salak, we can hear the video play, but it's choppy, so we can't understand anything.
There's
One substance that
Salak, the other one. Swap said it's skipping a lot. Like we can't make out what they're saying.
Good night. Okay, I'm gonna try it a different way. Baraki, just take over for a second while I try to work this out.
No sweat. So basically, like we were saying, you understand? They always try to say, Ronald Reagan is the biggest drug dealer, right? But they forget to mention about, the people who are in rulership of the UK, the United Kingdom. You understand? And they're also forgetting to mention Canada, right? And as a matter of fact, all the oppressed country, like not knowing that the UK was, probably by far a bigger drug dealer than Ronald Reagan. All the opium that they want to get in China, you understand? And Justin Trudeau, I mean, he's right next to Ronald Reagan because unlike Ronald Reagan, who was, flooding our neighborhoods with crack cocaine, right? Justin Trudeau is making it, it's basically legal to buy and sell meth, cocaine, fentanyl, all types of opioids, right, on the West Coast. The best believe, like, they're trying to make it seem like it's an experiment, just experimenting to see how it goes, right? And in the video that we're trying to play, you have the liberals and the opposition, right, are debating on whether or not we should keep, providing drugs to the addicts. Some would say it would be better to have them, in rehab, in actual rehab. The other, I think the liberals are saying, well, no, let's just provide them safe drugs. So let's make sure like these drugs are the purest possible. As long as we monitor the drugs, like it'll be safer for them to get high. You understand? Than just use drugs and die off of the drugs, right? They're just trying to find an excuse to, be drug dealers. Like, listen, imagine a brother or sister with the same skin complexion as me trying to fight for the rights to sell drugs. You understand? It's like imagine going into a courthouse trying to explain to the judge, well, the cocaine I'm selling is the purest cocaine on the market. It's safer for me to sell that cocaine than, anyone else, right? Anyone purchasing the cocaine from me, it's safer for them to get high off of my product because I monitor my product. You understand? The rehab, it don't work if they don't want to go to rehab, right? To be able to for the rehab to be effective, I mean, the people need, okay, basically they were saying that people needs to stop dying to be able to go to rehab. And the only way that they could stop dying is we make sure that the drugs that they're using are safe, which is pretty much ridiculous, pretty much stupid. It's like telling me, we cannot bring crackheads to rehab if they keep smoking the bad crack. Let's provide them the good crack. And then we could, have them going to rehab. You understand? Clearly doesn't make sense. Clearly it's beyond stupid. And besides it being, beyond stupid and ridicule, it's like just like when they legalize weed, right? They're not taking into account all those brothers and sisters that are incarcerated right now for either possession or intent to sell, right? Not that, let's not justify why they were selling or they were getting high, you understand? But almost, 90% or 95% of brothers and sisters incarcerated for drug related offenses is because of oppression. And the reason we get high is because we're so oppressed that we can't find any other way to cope with the oppression. And the reason a lot of us sell drugs is because, we don't have the same opportunities as the other nations, right? Either we don't have the same opportunity as the Bible speaks of because, He's the devil, and it's his kingdom, right? Or we don't have the same opportunities as the other nations because the other nations are able to compromise without losing their integrity, but we have to lose everything. Like we have to give up our nationality, our names, our language, our customs, right? And we don't get the same opportunities, whether it's school, whether it's jobs. You understand? Montreal just passed a law where new immigrants are gonna have to speak are gonna be obliged to speak French in the province of Quebec if they wanna settle themselves over here, which is really evil because then you had a lot of English people, especially on the west side of Montreal in my zone, that don't speak one word of French. Now, what does that tell you? Tell you that they're not going to be able to move over here, and if they do, they're not going to be able to work over here. So what are they going to do? They're either going to work under the table or going to work in the streets. And what are they going to do in the streets? They're going to do whatever there's in the streets, like whatever petty crime or whatever they're going to do in the streets. They're going to do in the streets, and part of that, um, part of something that's in the streets to be done to get money is sell drugs. And those who can't deal with the oppression and the stress are going to use those drugs. It's either you're going to be either a seller or a buyer. But because you don't, you're not hand in hand with the government in a way where you can legally do it, just like you're doing it in British Columbia, you're going to go to jail for, you're gonna do time. Just let's just say that you're gonna do time. You're not gonna come out until you're full of gray hair on your head. Forget what I'm saying, right? All because the white man says, I could do whatever the hell I want. If it's illegal, I'm gonna make it legal, but for myself, right? Because even though the white man legalized weed, it's still not legal to just sell weed in the streets. Not that it should be, right? Any forms of drug dealing is a sin in the first place, but just to show you how much of a devil and how much of a hypocrite the white man is, basically, right? He's allowed to sell weed, but not you. You understand? He's allowed to sell alcohol. Trust me, you're not allowed to sell alcohol. You need a license. Yes, you need to be regulated by the government. Whatever you want to do, you need the permission of your slave master. Basically, that's what he's saying, right? So if you want to sell cocaine, you better be, you better have a degree and go work in a lab somewhere on the west coast of Canada to be able to manufacture the synthetic cocaine that they're about to sell, right? And another thing, right? Of course, like we said, drug dealing is it's a sin. It destroys our people.
Hey, Barack, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Kyle, we can hear you. How's
it sound? Does it sound a little better? It sounds less choppy.
Yeah, you don't sound choppy at all. If you sound choppy, I'm gonna let you know. It's a while down.
All right. So WAP, if you're listening, Bubba Kasha, if you hear, or anybody that's listening for that matter, if this video that I'm sounding sounds choppy, please let us know right away. I'm gonna try to explain this video again. Barack, the water for holding it down.
Kind. Hey, you sound choppy again, out of one.
In my accent. What the hell? I had the Wi-Fi off. Everything. Good night. Okay, 1 second. The Wi-Fi.
Really, we're exposing right now the Trudeau cartel. So the white man being the devil, you understand, is fucking around with Officer Budget's internet connection.
Try this again. Yeah.
It's like when they don't want you to expose the Trudeau cartel.
Housing gas.
Yeah, it's choppy, out of one. So I say it's definitely cutting off. Yeah, it's a like when the video is la'at to wab, it's choppy, But I'm gonna take it over again because Officer Budget is clearly having technical difficulties. So basically, you understand, just like I said, this is the Trudeau cartel right now, right? Like, listen, another point to show you how much of an evil bastard Justin Trudeau and his people are, is that there's a video that we're about to put out, Canada, right? In 1 second. Good night.
Good night. I'm dropping this video, right? So I'm about to drop this video, right? But basically, I'm gonna put the video, the link to that video in the comments, so you could watch it for yourself.
Like I was saying, real quick.
Rocky, there?
Kawakan. So basically, just to show the hypocrisy, right? They rather invest in, in making synthetic cocaine than, purchasing clean water and provide it to the natives. And they rather give you drugs than clean water to the natives. That's to show you how much an evil bastard or oppressor is. The Trudeau cartel needs to be brought down. I'm gonna say it like this: the Trudeau cartel, because Justin Trudeau is a drug dealer. He's the head of the Trudeau cartel. Like, if he didn't want drugs on the streets, they know where the drugs come from, and because we're not speculating in the I.S.U.P.K, right? But clearly, buying tons of cocaine is not cheap. You understand? So what are they doing? They rather make their own synthetic cocaine. It's that simple. You understand? We still have deals with China, right? And there's a Chinatown in almost in every single major city. But nobody's speaking on the fentanyl crisis, knowing that fentanyl comes from China. You understand? Like, it's easy to point the fingers at, oh well, all the cocaine from the Latino drug cartels, this and that. We need to stop them. We need to put boots on the ground in Mexico. We need to do something about the Colombian cartels, right? What about the Chinaman? Like, if you want to point your fingers at the Latino cartels, okay, no sweat, but make sure you point the fingers at the Chinese triads, who's bringing all the fentanyl over here. You understand? Like, the opium that grows in Mexico, no one really cares about it. I think that stays strictly like in that the black tar heron is really in like New Mexico, Arizona, like down like the Southwest. Besides that, no one is really touching that heroin. You understand? They're getting the high quality heroin from Asia, from Afghanistan, from Iran, from China, right? But no one's speaking on that. And that just to show you how that the white man is the devil the Bible speaks of, because he's only going to point out the issue he has with Israel, which is the Black, Hispanics, and Native Indians, but not with the other nations. You understand? That's showing how much of an evil bastard he is and how much he despises us. I'm not saying we should be allowed to sell drugs, but he makes sure that not only we're not allowed to sell drugs, but he is allowed to sell drugs. Right? And clearly it doesn't make sense. Like, how are you gonna say that we can't bring any addicts into a rehab facility because they keep on dying? And the solution to have them stop dying is to provide them, safe drugs to use. You understand?
Hey, can you?
The officers about it. I think I'm gonna keep it. Salaki. Officers about just breaking up again, having technical difficulties. We're not gonna stay too long on the Trudeau cartel topic. You understand? We have a few other topics to speak on, right? So let me see what else we got. Everybody like, share, and subscribe. You understand? Give me 1 second. Let me see what we got next. Oh, good night. Listen. There's an article saying basically, right, that 1 second. We have an article. I'm gonna bring this out right now, right? Give me 1 moment. It's an article from Friend.
Hey, Barack, can you hear me?
Come on, I have you now.
Shalakia?
Yeah, I hear you now.
1 second, I could not hear you. Can you hear me now?
Come, we hear you now.
Okay, so water. Good night. I gotta come in double time just to make this thing work. Right.
Good
So I was
night.
having internet difficulties, and that is definitely heavy what you were saying, Barack. Like the Trudeau cartel has to come down, right? We were watching that video. Well, I put the video in the link. In that video, what you're gonna find out is what people are doing is they're taking money
1
and
second,
going
everyone.
to get con.
Hey, Shalom Makia Bashem Shabbat. Opposite Kayarwan, you understand? One West Jamaica.
Shalom, yeah, Bashim Shabrak.
The baddest dancehall DJ all over the Caribbean.
They're too kind, brother. You know what I mean? No artists there,
Listen, they say Ghost Cartel is the king of the dancehall because they haven't played Kayarwan yet.
So lucky, you know what I mean? I'm sure no somebody a bad DJ too, so you know what I mean? Maybe
I try. I try.
Yeah, man. A second with them, man. Second.
Good night.
You know what I mean? But
right, that's how I feel too.
Yeah, man, you know what I mean? I be a talent in a UPK still. One thing we find out coming into the UPK, you know what I mean? The best talent in the UPK, you understand?
Yeah, right.
Right.
Yeah, man, from rappers to, you know what I mean? Everything. You know what I mean? Everything. See?
Damn right.
Damn right.
Yeah, man. So I'll go on.
Hey, to put you up to speed, Kayadwan, we're talking about the Trudeau cartel, right? So it's basically in the west coast of Canada, in the province of British Columbia, they're legally selling cocaine, crystal meth, fentanyl, heroin, and they're arguing.
It's not fentanyl. So what they got is they got the right from the Canadian government to make synthetic heroin and synthetic drugs, right? So they're making synthetic drugs in order to curb the fentanyl and fentanyl deaths of overdoses that are happening, right? So they're saying like the fentanyl is not clean, but the drugs that the Canadian government is producing is clean, and you could buy that. What we are watching in the video is the opposition of the liberals, which is the conservatives. The opposition leader is saying what's happening is the price of heroin or cocaine is well below the street price in drugs, right? So what people are doing is they're taking the drugs that they're getting from the government, going into the streets to sell those drugs so they can go buy the real thing.
Damn.
Right. And basically the leaders are
actually
Salakia, sir, if I may. So what Officer Zabadia and Officer Barakia Allah is saying that Trudeau's government have that good stuff.
Right.
He said good high quality stuff, better than that what is on the streets and at a cheaper price.
Right.
He's putting the drug dealers them out of business. He's getting into the game. You understand?
That's what he's attempting to do. But what they're arguing is he's not putting the drug dealers out of business because the people are just taking the fake drugs that they're getting to go and selling it to go buy the real drugs.
Okay,
basically. And an argument that they have is that in the, they're trying to say the solution to the epidemic is to have people in rehab facilities. But the other party is saying we cannot have addicts in rehab facilities if they keep on dying. So let's provide them the good drugs that they won't die on. So then we can have them in rehab facilities.
Right. Now, Kayadwan, there's another thing that happens, and this has happened in Canada for years, right? There's a thing called methadone, right? Which is basically a cough syrup that
It's like what the Judites will call lean, right? But it's very potent, and they use it to give to heroin addicts, like people who use needles, to wean off of the drugs. Like they'll give them a dose and then a lower dose and a lower dose. But you can only get that methadone by buying it from the Canadian government,
Okay.
right? So the Canadian government is super trapping all the way around, right?
Oh, Salaki, I don't want.
God.
That's what I was double checking, right? So basically, they decriminalized possession of drugs such as heroin, morphine, fentanyl, crack, and powder cocaine, meth, and ecstasy.
Right,
Like
you're allowed to walk around with up to 2 grams, 2.5 grams. That's what we were bringing out earlier.
for personal use.
Right.
So like you're allowed to get high. Like you can't smoke crack in British Columbia as long as it doesn't go over 2.5 grams.
And so like, if I may, the same thing them do here in Jamaica. It's just their way of getting into the game, you know?
Right.
Yeah, man.
Well,
so like, go ahead, sir.
No, you're definitely right. It is their way of getting into the game. And over the last 15 years, Kayadwan, they've legalized. Well, they say, if you ask people in the streets, they'll say it's legal, but they say technically it's not legal. It's just decriminalized, meaning you're not getting the charge that you're gonna get regularly, right? So they decriminalized prostitution as well as fully legalized selling of weed. But again, you have to go to the Canadian government to buy the weed so you can set up a dispensary to sell the weed. So they're in the game now.
Right. And you know why them do it, sir, same thing like the Jamaican government. You know why them do it? Because they will look like hypocrites if they started selling the drugs that are, you know what I mean, will end you up in prison if you sell it or found with it. So them decriminalize it so them can do it. So them don't look like hypocrites. And then go ahead, sir.
We have Officer Hazahab who just jumped in. Hey, Shalom,
Hey, Shalom, sir. Yeah, All right, Hazahab will jump in when he's ready. Kayadwan, what were you saying?
Cancer. So basically what they are doing is, you know what I mean, not making themselves look like an hypocrite.
Right.
When them jump into the game. You know what I mean? It is not that them care about the lives, you know what I mean? Because most of the people who die of drugs, you know, is our people, you know.
Right.
And we are dead, you know, and them no care, no care about we. So what them a try to know, them a try get in on it, you know what I mean? So that them can profit half of it, half of our destruction. It's not about our health, you know what I mean? Nothing at all about our health. The same thing our government do down here with the marijuana. See, trick the people, them say, yo, them will get a chance, we can plant marijuana and sell. But come to find out, it's more about them and them friends selling it, you know what I mean, whoever, and importing marijuana in Jamaica. It's more making us the consumer than anything else.
Good night.
So that, yes, sir.
Talking about the hypocrisy, right? They're quick to point their fingers at, you know, the Mexican cartel, Colombian cartel, you understand, all the so-called Latino criminal organization, right? But they're not saying anything about the Chinese bringing all the fentanyl to Canada and the US.
Right. Right.
Right. Right. And so Salakia Barak, can you get me a quick verse? I wanted to read one verse real quick. Exodus 22 and 18, right? So once again, this is something we always say, right? Our oppressor is not supposed to be ruling over us. When our oppressor rules over us, we mourn. We get death and destruction, right? Because our oppressor, instead of devoting all that money that they're getting or that they put into making synthetic cocaine, right? They could use it for the rehab of drug addicts, but they're not going to. They rather keep you a drug addict so you could come back to them and buy the methadone to get off those same drugs that they're selling to you, right? But in Christ's kingdom, this is something we're going to read what happens to a drug dealer.
This is Exodus chapter 22, verse 18. Thou shalt not suffer a witch to live.
Right. A witch is a drug dealer. Like when you think about like all the nursery rhymes or type of things they would sing or say about a witch and how she makes a potion or how a wizard makes a potion, it would be over a pot working your wrist. Sounds like a Young Jeezy song, right? It sounds like all the music Lear Cohen has promoted to black boys and girls, Hispanic boys and Native American boys and girls for over 20 years. Right? In Christ's kingdom, a witch won't live. There's not gonna be, okay, take this you're allowed to walk around with 2.5 grams of this dog food. You're allowed to use this synthetic cocaine.
Right.
Oh, it's Salaki, other one. How's the budget? Can you hear me? Salaki, other one. Can you hear us?
Salaki, can you hear me?
You broke up for a second. I was gonna.
You broke up for a second. It was gonna.
You hear us?
God. Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I was just gonna say, Salaki, when methadone is actually it's not actually the cough syrup. Cough syrup is promethazine, but it's still an opioid though. The methadone, I think, is more like the pills that they take to help them with
Methadone comes in a cough syrup.
Oh no, not in Montreal.
Yeah, there's different types of methadones, right? But there is a methadone that comes in a cough syrup. It's like they use it a lot in the jails. You'll see it within the jails. They don't do the pill form in the jails because what happens is people won't swallow the pill.
Right.
So they give it to them in the cough syrup form.
Okay, no sweat. But yeah, the Trudeau cartel is a trap star of
All right,
the
we
year.
can go to our next story. Yeah, we could definitely go into our next story, right? This is why Canada is falling. This is why this kingdom is going to come to an end, right? But let's go into our next story. Apparently, it's Sodom and Gomorrah month throughout the Western Hemisphere, I guess around the whole earth, right? Barack, you could read the story on Ghostface.
Ghostface. Can you send the article to? Oh, no, 1 second. I could open the article right here.
Yeah, it should be in the chat.
Okay, 1 second. I'll open this article. Good night. So it says, this is an article from hiphoplately.com. It says, Ghostface Killer's son, Infinite Coles, is an unsigned artist. While he may have gotten his musical talent from his dad, he doesn't think he got much else. Coles, who is gay, aired his dad out in a scathing Instagram post in which he reveals he hadn't had a proper conversation with his pops in 15 years. Good night.
Good night. So
Yeah.
this is a, like, if y'all familiar with Ghostface is Salakia.
No. Go ahead, sir.
Barack, you were saying something?
Oh, I didn't say anything.
No, I was just saying if anybody's familiar with Ghostface, he was a very popular Kai, no sweat. Kai, no sweat. I was just saying Ghostface was a very popular hip hop artist. He was part of Wu-Tang, right? He was part of the Wu-Tang clan. And listen, he's probably there. Some people say like Method Man and Raekwon, but for me, Ghostface, Method Man, Raekwon, right? And his son is crying, saying he hasn't spoken to his father in over 15 years. Good night. Give Ghostface a hand. Right. Brock, you can continue with the article.
Okay. Well, the article is just him ranting on Instagram, and then let me just skip that because then it says Cole's added that he doesn't believe Ghost is only ignoring him because he's gay.
All right, let's
Since
read what he
Ghost
said.
is
What did he say? Because he sounds.
oh, you want to no sweat. He said, "I have never been the type to go online and talk about my personal life, my family, or my emotions. However, today I'm giving an inside look into my broken heart." Because I'm feeling more lost and hopeless than I
Wait,
have
hold up,
ever
Barack.
been.
That doesn't even sound believable.
What is that?
Salaki, hold up 1 second. I gotta fix this up.
Can you hear me?
Come, we can hear you better now.
Hold up 1 second. All right, so I was saying that doesn't even sound believable. Right? Him saying, oh, Salaki, Brock cut out for a second. All right, well, basically, this youth is crying and saying he doesn't really bring that kind of stuff to the internet, right? But now he's on the internet crying because his father hasn't spoken to him, right? It's more than likely. Listen, this is an effeminate man. He probably brings everything to the internet,
Right.
right? And his father just doesn't want to deal with that effeminate spirit. And why should he have to?
Right.
Right.
Why should he have to deal with something that he doesn't agree with? I'm quite sure when Ghostface's son was born, he didn't grow up thinking, yes, I want my son to be a part of the LGBTQ community. Right? He was probably thinking about his son growing up to be some type of lawyer or doctor, or not live like how he had to live in the trenches of Staten Island, right? And have kids, get married, have grandkids, all that. But his son chose a lifestyle that goes against what Ghostface believes and goes against what the God of the children of Israel believes.
Right.
Right. Barack, you got some more, or Kayad one? You want to say anything?
Salakia, just to say, you know what I mean? May I notice a pattern, you know what I mean? All right. So you have entertainers in Jamaica. I suffer from the same problem as well. See, you have Bounty Killer, him have a gay son.
Good night.
You have Ninja Man having a gay son as well. So, you know what I mean? Me, I wonder if this problem, you know what I mean? We know the Christian church and America pushing their filth, you know what I mean? And our people, you know what I mean? Is the root behind it. But may I notice something as well? All of these brothers are known for, you know what I mean, sleeping with whores.
Right.
You understand?
Right.
Sleeping with a woman, getting her impregnated. You know what I mean? A woman that you know is far the streets. See? A woman who you don't see yourself, you know what I mean, staying with. You understand? Causing that woman to raise that child on her own, or that child being raised by another man. That child is at risk. You understand? That's why we in the I.S.U.P.K and a command in general, YAHANNA, we don't sleep with whores. You understand?
Damn right.
And our marriages last forever. See? So you're not going to see none of the brothers them in the I.S.U.P.K and a command in general, YAHANNA, ever have a gay son.
Right.
Right.
Because guess what? Fathers in the home are their children here in the I.S.U.P.K. You understand? Salakia.
Now that's definitely heavy. And to add on to what you said, Kayadwan, right? They not only sleep with other men's women and women who are for the red stop signs and yellow lines, right? They make music about taking the next man's woman. Right? And that's what they promote. And sleeping with a woman that a brother's already sleeping with is gay.
That's right.
Right? That is LGBTQ. That's purple.
Right.
Salakia.
Right.
Right. So Ghostface, listen, Ghostface still hasn't even replied. Like, you're not even gonna hear Ghostface reply because this is listen, them 90 rappers, they don't really be on the internet like that. They don't really be on the Instagram putting out all the family business, right? That's something more of like you see in this new generation where everyone's running to the internet to cry about it, right? It's something that, listen, you will never see a priest in the ISUPK going to the internet to give an emotional rant
Right.
about what his woman has done, his children have done, his father has done, or what some disagreement that he has with another brother. You're never going to see that.
That's right.
Right. But Ghostface, listen, Ghostface did the right thing. He doesn't want to be around an effeminate man. Right. He's disappointed in that man that's supposed to be his son. Right. And on top of it, listen, what a tarnish to your legacy. Ghostface's name is not just Ghostface. That's the short version. His name is Ghostface Killer.
God,
right?
God.
And he has a son for a fish. Like, good night.
Good night.
Good night. He has a fish for a son, Salakia. I said it the wrong way. But Salakia, that and the son. Okay, Kayadwan, Barak. The son is an artist, Salakia.
Okay, Salakia. Does I say him have a fish son?
Yeah, he has a fish son who's a rapper as well. So that's a tarnish to your legacy.
Right.
That's no, you know what I mean? His son bringing the LGBT into the rap music. You understand? That's no LGBT infiltrating rap music. You know what I mean? Which knowing the oppressor now, the oppressor will use his son to carry out an agenda. You understand? And to destroy his father's legacy. Of course, these brothers, you know, these 90s rappers and DJs, you know what I mean? They are not, you know what I mean? They are not righteous brothers neither, you know.
Right.
You know, these are the man them where sleep with other brothers, woman, and promote, you know what I mean? Whoredom. See? But at least the standard back then was, you know what I mean? Effeminateness and LGBT was shown. See? But in today's era, this oppressor will use and abuse child, you understand, to push their agenda. Them do that in a Jamaica.
Right.
And don't be surprised if you see them start use Ghostface Killer's son to push LGBT in rap music or whatever they think. You know what I mean? So
right.
Plus, I mean, you know, his son is saying, "Oh, he's not ignoring me because, you know." His son is saying he's not being ignored by Ghostface because he's gay, but we already know what I'm going like with the 90s rappers. Listen, I don't even want to listen. You're canceled. You were exiled from the family tree.
Right.
You know. You canceled yourself from the family tree. Listen, it's that simple. You understand?
Right.
You know, and if you want to rant about, oh yeah, he's a deadbeat, he never did nothing for us. Yeah, you're clearly emotional. You know, you're clearly effeminate. You know, instead of making a post, you're talking about, oh, he never reached out to you. Do you try to reach out to him instead of making an Instagram post?
God.
Not the cap.
Right.
You know,
God.
it is what it is. You understand? Ghostface, even if you say Ghostface don't like you because you're gay, like you think he gives a damn about his image when it comes to like the LGBTQ community, he don't give a damn. It is what it is.
And Slakia, if I may, his son knows that he cares about his image. See? And to take this approach to come on social media to now come up against your father is basically you knowing that you affect your father image. So through him knows affect him father image, he might take this approach, which means he might cloud chase. He's cloud chasing. He might use him father to get attention to himself. When we know, like where Barack Allah said, he could have gone to him father, you know what I mean? It behind closed doors or whatever, you know what I mean? Reach out to him father, repent for him filthy, disgusting ways. But obviously, him no want to do that. He want to use him father energy for now, you know what I mean? push this LGBT thing. And again, you know what I mean? Don't be surprised if it is the oppressor who are telling him to do it. You understand?
Right.
Don't be surprised. Salakia.
You know what you just said? That's crazy is that he's using his father just to, you know, he's cloud chasing basically, using his father's name because who knew Ghostface Killer had a gay son? You know, now people are gonna be like, oh, so Ghostface has a gay son. Who's this gay son? Oh, he's an artist. Let's listen to his music. Let's see what he's about. Listen, I grew up listening to Wu-Tang as part of the East Coast rap that I'm listening to. I never knew Ghostface had a gay son.
Listen, do you even Akim, y'all hear how even that sounds? Ghostface Killer has a gay son.
Like what?
Oh, this son, Bounty Killer have a gay son.
All the killer them have a gay son, right? What's wrong with the killies?
Yo, Salakia.
Good night. The killie them looking silly out here, man. Kayadwan, they need to come. They need to forward and learn how to be a man and not raise a gay son under commanding John YAHANNA. Because
that's right. You know
good night.
Salakia, if I may, you know what that shows? The real killers are really in the ISUPK and the command.
Right.
We are the real killers. You understand?
Right.
And we don't raise gay sons.
Right.
So that's why we tell our people, look, man, you know what I mean? The solution for Black Hispanics and Native Indian problems that we face is this truth.
Damn right.
If Ghostface Killer and Bounty Killer did know that you must not sleep with a next man's wife or sleep with a whore, see, they would not have a gay son. You understand?
Damn right.
I don't know Ghostface Killer, you know, and I don't know Bounty Killer. As far as I am concerned, they could have been the molester. I don't know.
Good night.
But one thing we know, there is no child molester in the ISUPK.
Right.
There's no gay sons in the ISUPK.
Damn right.
And that's why the ISUPK and the command in general YAHANNA is the solution for Black people. Salakia. You understand?
No, that's definitely heavy, right? And I know there's gonna be people listening, right, that are gonna say these men don't know what they're talking about. Well, everything we say is biblical. So Barak, if you could, can you bring us to Leviticus? Let's go with Leviticus 20 and 13.
Khan. It's the book of Leviticus, chapter 20, verse 13. If a man also lie with mankind, as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death.
Listen, Ghostface didn't put his son to death. Right? He didn't do that. All he did was stop talking to his son. Right? And Christ's kingdom. Good night. Listen, Barak, read that one more time, because this is describing Christ's kingdom, not Justin Trudeau's kingdom or Joe Biden's kingdom. Right? This is describing Yahushua's kingdom, a man of the Lord.
Leviticus chapter 20, verse 13. If a man also lie with mankind, as he lieth with a woman, both of them have committed an abomination. They shall surely be put to death. Their blood shall be upon them.
Right. Listen, two men lying down in the same bed is an abomination, right? That blood that's going to be upon you is going to be some plague that the Lord sends you.
That's right.
Right. Listen, back in the day, the priests would stone you. Right. We're just going to keep it biblical. Back in the day, the priests would stone you. Right. In this kingdom, you could do whatever you want to do. You could be a dog, a cat. You could turn around and say you're Susan today and Mike tomorrow, right? But the Lord is taking note and he's going to judge you. Listen, last summer, again, everyone who was saying they're Mike and Susan tomorrow, they were ending up with monkeypox.
Monkeypox,
right? Like, listen, they had that monkey on their back and they were going ape shit. Salakia.
Good night.
right? You've seen people crying. So this is letting you know, like, what Ghostface is doing. He don't want to talk to his son because his son is a part of the LGBTQ community. It's nothing less than biblical, right? He put him away from him.
Right.
Salakia.
But yeah, that's, you know, it is what it is. Listen, get into the ISUPK. You understand? Ghostface, I mean, he's in New York. He could go to headquarters if he needs help. He needs counsel. You
Right.
understand? Call up Captain Tazarian. You understand? He gives good counsel. You understand? To people in and outside the school. Don't worry about it. Ghostface, you know, go ahead. Listen, we have the
Right.
solution to every single predicament that we face. Right? So if you want a solution on how to deal with your gay son, call up the I.S.U.P.K.
That's right.
All right. Well, that's that story. If y'all want to add anything else, right, to this story before we go into our next one.
You have a gay son. Hey, fire for that.
Yeah, should have queue up a tune, you know what I mean? A Buju Banton. We all know that tune.
Right.
That one queue, you know.
That tune is biblical.
Good night. All right, Barack, let's get into this next story, right? Barack, you can read the space flight story. That's a good one. And then we'll get into the Ruby Roads.
Because I had two articles. I had the space fight and I had the Moldovans who wants
I'm
to
getting an echo from you, Barack.
Actually, you have a reverb when you talk on one.
Reverb. I don't know. My mic is muted.
Both are gonna sound good from my end.
Okay, no sweat.
Yeah.
Yeah, I hear a reverb when you talk out of one.
Okay, God, no sweat.
But I was saying, you know, I have the space
let's
fight.
get the space fight one.
All right.
All right, I'm gonna try to get this Ruby Rose video, but I need some time to get it. So let's get that space fight.
No sweat. So this is from The Guardian, right? And it says the U.S. is ready to fight in space if we have to, says military official. Good night. Listen, you already know what I'm going. You know, if you're trying to say the Bible is not real, listen, I want to ask a question, right? Any religion out there claiming to have the truth, whether it's Buddhism, Hinduism, Islam, understand, where's the prophecy about, you know, fighting in space?
Right.
Where's, like, well, what is your book saying about that? Because the Bible prophesies it. You understand? So when y'all trying to say the Bible is a fake book, hey, listen, prove us wrong and Lord be with you.
Right.
Damn right.
The U.S. said we're ready to go to war in space. I wonder how, though. They're not going to send soldiers up there because one bullet to the helmet and listen, one crack in that helmet and all the oxygen is gone. I don't know what's going on. I don't know. But let's get into the article. It reads, the U.S. is ready for conflict in outer space, according to a senior military official, after developing anti-satellite technologies to counter the threats posed by provocative countries such as Russia and China.
So that, yes, sir. If you put the article up on the screen, just share it in the private chat.
Actually, let me send it to you on Messenger so you could put it on the screen because I'm streaming from my phone, so I can do that.
Okay, all right, come.
1 second.
Yeah, man.
Okay, I just sent it to you, other one.
All right.
Right. No, so Barack, what's interesting is there was a president, right? It's not Reagan. I'm trying to find his name, right? But there was a president who introduced the Space Force, right? And he basically said, like, and he said it to like damn near the whole earth, like what are we gonna do when we're fighting each other and we gotta stop fighting each other and basically turn to start fighting some alien invasion, right? And that's right around the time the U.S. decided to come up with their Space Force. I'm gonna look for it right now. One
The
second.
United States Space Force. Yeah, once again, I'm gonna tell you right now.
Hold on.
Look, Officer Zabadia.
Come.
We share the article here. So look if you see it.
Sorry, you said you're gonna share it?
We got it right here.
There it is.
Khan, so Barack, you can read it for us while we go through it.
Khan. And one thing I want to add before I continue reading is like they know what's going on, but they don't want to cause panic, so they're gonna blame it on the provocative threats from Russia and China. But Russia and China is not gonna attack from space. You understand? They have planes for that. They're not gonna fall down from the sky, from space, right? But let's keep on reading. Brig Gen Jesse Morehouse at U.S. Space Command, the arm of the military responsible for space operations, said Russian aggression and China's vision to become the dominant space power by mid-century had left the U.S. with no choice but to prepare for orbital skirmishes.
Right. So the president that I was talking about earlier is Ronald Reagan, right? So what the U.S. is doing is, for some reason, they think they can fight Christ, right? They think they can fight Yahushua and Michael and the angels, and they think that somehow, because our oppressor, he's prideful. His pride puffs him up, right? And he thinks that he is going to build some spaceship that's going to somehow, when Christ cracks the sky, they're going to be able to fight against Christ and the angels, which is... Listen, it's just one of the most idiotic things I've heard in a very long time.
Right?
Time.
If I may, real quick, the oppressor is such an evil bastard. Listen, first of all, we don't get credit for anything. We don't get credit because we make the world go round. You understand? We don't get credit for creating the sewer system. We don't even get credit to being the threat that he's talking about. Instead of saying the credit goes to Yahushua and the angels for being the threat to the U.S. from space, he's gonna say, yeah, it's China and Russia.
Right.
The niggas can never hurt us. It's the Chinese and the Russians. You understand? Like, you will not even give credit to Yahushua for being, the threat in space to the U.S. You say, nah. It's the Chinese.
Right. Well, if they start to give credit to Yahushua for being the threat in space, right, they're gonna eventually have to say, we know this because we read the Bible and the Jews are black. They don't want to say that, right? If they start to say we're gearing up to fight aliens, like, people aren't gonna take them seriously.
Right.
Right. But in all reality, they're gearing up to fight a foreign space threat. Right. Now, to people in the world, that sounds like they're gearing up for alien invasion. But for men of the Lord in the truth, we know they're going to try and fight Christ. Right. So, Barak, you can keep reading the article, unless Barak or Kayadwan, you got something you want to add?
Salakia, sir, just to add to your point, you know what I mean? Them no want to admit, say, you know what I mean, the Bible prophecies are true.
Right.
And because guess what now? Nobody now go join them in them we call it now, them experiments out of space, and them sending, you know what I mean, ships out of space, satellite and whatever them call it. If them know say they are doing this to fight the real Jesus.
Right.
You understand? It have to be some alien threat and not the real king of the earth coming back to destroy the real devil. You understand?
Good night.
Salakia.
Damn right.
Salakia, Barak, what do we got in this article? Because this is definitely heavy. This is how you know, like, we're in the final days of this kingdom. It might not be like tomorrow, right? It could be some generations from now, right? But we pray that it's right now, we pray that this podcast stops right now and the sky cracks. That's what we pray for, right? But the oppressor, he knows that who he's trying to fight. He knows that he's going to try and fight the Christ and the angels. He knows he's been fighting the Lord's children since the beginning of time, right? They fight us with drugs. They fight us with abortion. They fight us with mysteriously a truck full of guns just shows up in the inner city of Chicago, like mysteriously, right? Somehow there's AK-47s and M16s and M4s in Jamaica, when Jamaica makes none of that, right? So this is how they fight us, right? And now they know that there's another fight coming. They can see it. You see that Russia, Magog is trying to be Gog again, right? You see Russia gearing up and fighting everyone. And countries around Russia are asking and begging to be a part of the EU.
Good night. Salakia, I have an article about that as well, where the country of Moldova, which is right next to Ukraine, is saying, listen, we need to join the European Union. We need to join NATO because we're next. Like, they know Ukraine is not going to win.
Right. Putin got those people shook right now. It's crazy.
Right.
He definitely got them shook. Right. But
if I may just keep on reading the article a bit more.
Yeah, you can keep reading the article some more.
The United States of America is ready to fight tonight in space if we have to. Good night. Listen, everyone, just like you say, just like the Bible says, they're so proud. They're like, they boasting like, listen, we're ready right now.
Right now. They said right now. Good night.
Listen, if you want Christ to come right now, listen, hey.
Well, Barack, check this out, right? They released videos of what they're saying is UFOs, which we say could be chariots, right?
Right.
And these aren't man-made crafts, right? But the videos that I'm seeing of these crafts that they're saying they release, you got things flying at, they're saying speeds that aren't good for a man in a all right, so they're making crafts that are flying at a very high rate of speed, right? And then this thing stops on a dime and turns. And they're saying, like, scientists are saying the G-force behind that stop on a dime and the turn would destroy the human body.
Salakia one.
Right? So one second, Barack. If the G-force behind some craft that stopped and turned on a dime would destroy the human body, they're not ready to fight in space.
That's right.
Right.
Barack, you got it.
Yeah, Salakia one. There's also videos of them shooting missiles at the so-called flying saucers, right? And the missile it just bounced off.
Good.
The thing is not moving, or it just bounces off. So I'm wondering, how are they ready?
Good night. Yeah, they're definitely not ready.
Right. If I keep reading the article, it says Morehouse told reporters in a briefing at the U.S. Embassy in London, if someone was to threaten the United States of America or any of our interests, including those of our allies and partners with whom we have treaties of mutual defense support, we are ready to fight tonight. Listen. So like, let me skip a bit more. 4 countries.
Wait, Barack, they said they're ready to fight tonight if there's going to be any invasion, right? Now, that could also mean that they got satellites up there with rockets on it that they'll shoot right back into Earth.
God.
Right, knowing this oppressor, knowing this devil, because we've seen it in movies, right? And for the most part, the things that they put in movies. Now, I'm not trying to be a conspiracy theorist or anything like that, right? But if they showed it to you in a movie, they damn near probably already have it.
Khan.
Right. So they said they're ready to go tonight. They probably got some satellite, but then again, they can't be ready. Like, they can't be ready based off what we just seen, because China came into U.S. airspace over Canada with a balloon. Why weren't they ready? Right, a balloon, a dollar store, a Walmart balloon that the Dollarama. We got we got stores up here where you could go buy things for only $1, right? They call it a dollar store. You go buy a pack of balloons and things like that. That's what China used to fly over into American airspace.
So
And America's trying to boast and say they're ready. They're not ready.
Salakia, sir. That is the pride. That's the pride of the oppressor.
Right.
You understand? Like all of his movies, he always come out victorious, even when the odds are tremendously against him.
Right.
I mean, him always come out victorious. But that's just the pride I'm at. You know what I mean? To be honest, like where officers are body, I say, him not ready. You know what I mean? Not ready yet. When Yahweh crack that sky, trust me, like the scripture said, in 1 hour he will be defeated. You understand? So him not ready.
I guess they're ready to die.
Right. Ready to go in cheers.
Kayadwa, you know what? That's why this is one body. Kayadwa, you know what? That's why this is one.
Yeah, nice. Salaki, there's bad reverb on your end, other one. But if I keep reading a bit more, it says 4 countries, namely China, the US, India, and Russia, have tested anti-satellite capabilities by destroying their own satellites with missiles from the ground. But such demonstrations, which the US unilaterally banned last year, create vast clouds of debris that put other satellites at risk for decades.
Right. Good night.
They're practicing on themselves, but they've seen the repercussion. They're like, yeah, we can't do that anymore.
Good night. Right. So basically what I was going to say was Kayadwan, like this is one body, one mind for sure. Barak, can you get us Ezekiel 1:16? Right. Cause listen, America's saying they're ready and we know they're not ready. Right. Barak, can you break down what you were just reading a second ago, just so we can understand it before you read that verse?
So 4 countries, China, the US, and Russia, they're tested with anti-satellite capabilities, meaning, they're testing like what they could shoot at in space, basically, by destroying their own satellites with missiles. But they're realizing that, it's backfiring on them because it creates like some type of clouds of, debris and I don't know how to say it in English exactly, but
no, what you're saying is right. It does create a cloud of debris over the earth that's gonna fall back, and if it doesn't burn up in the atmosphere, it's gonna land somewhere, right?
Basically.
It might not be in the ocean, and that's crazy to think. Like, okay, I'm trying to figure out if I could shoot this satellite down, so I gotta go shoot my own satellite. Good night. Listen, the oppressor can waste money. This kingdom definitely needs to fall. It's just going to show you that they're practicing on shooting against their own satellites. Again, they are not ready. The UPK is ready. We're ready. The oppressor and the heathen nations that follow him, they're not ready.
Khan. And Salakia, when you wanted Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 16,
Khan.
There's a book of Ezekiel chapter 1, verse 16. The appearance of the wheels and their work was like unto the color of a beryl.
Oh, Salakia, not that. That okay, you can read that real fast.
Khan. And they had 4 one likeness, and their appearance and their work was as it were a wheel in the middle of a wheel.
Right. So this is describing what you've seen in space movies for years, a flying saucer, right? Some will say, like people in the world say a UFO. We call them IFOs because we identified them. We read this verse and said, that sounds like a flying saucer. And this verse is describing a chariot. And the creatures coming out of the chariot are the angels.
Right.
Right. So now, again, the oppressor thinks that he can make some type of vehicle that's going to be faster and stronger and better than what the Most High could create. When the Most High is the greatest artist and the greatest war tactician, the greatest general or commander that we've ever had.
Right.
Right. I'm just giving it to you like in layman's terms so you can understand it for brothers and sisters in the world. Right. So there's nothing that the U.S. Army, the Russian Army, the Chinese Army, the British Army, or Canadian Army. The Canadian Army is a joke in itself. Right. But none of those armies can do nothing to stop the army that the Most High has. Slovakia. I'm just trying to look for something real fast. Good night. 1 second. Akim, if y'all got anything else y'all want to add, y'all could definitely go ahead.
No, I was gonna jump down a bit further down because it says, meanwhile, China has launched a satellite with a robotic arm capable of grabbing other satellites and has developed a way to place explosives in the thruster nozzles of adversary satellites.
Good night. China's playing that arcade game. You know the arcade game where you go to the arcade, right? And you have the arm and it has like the box full of teddy bears and you got to use the arm to grab the teddy bears. That's what China's on right now. Listen, they got an arm from another spacecraft to grab another spacecraft. Good night. Like these oppressors, they're joking while people's like, good night. Listen, Barack, can you get me Revelations 18 and 17?
Okay.
Kayawan, if you got anything you want to add, you could definitely go through.
This is the book of Revelation, chapter 18, verse 17. For in 1 hour, so great riches is come to naught. And every shipmaster and all the company in ships and sailors, and as many as strayed by sea, stood afar off. Salakia, we can't hear you.
So Salakia, you talking to me?
Nah, after the budget jumped out.
Okay. What was the scripture again? Revelations, how much?
Revelation
17 and 18.
17 and 18.
Salakia, 18 and 17.
Okay, can one can.
Want me to read it again, Arwan?
God, no sweat. It's based off what Kayadwan said earlier when he said in 1 hour, right? And this is to show you like the oppressor fights month-long wars that go on for years, right?
Right.
The army of God, the army of the Most High is not going to fight a war that's going to go on for more than a day. It's going to be less than a day. Less than 12 hours in that day, right? Just a short period of time, right? Barack's going to read it for you right now.
Khan, Revelation chapter 18, verse 17. For in 1 hour, so great riches is come to naught.
You know what I mean? So, yeah, to the point, back to the point, 1 hour. So the oppressor, you know what I mean? Him think, say, he might go able to defeat YAHANNA. But it gonna be easy game for YAHANNA. 1 hour. You understand? It said, every shipmaster, continue reading. Slack
God. And every shipmaster and all the company and ships.
You know what I mean? So all them warship there. You know what I mean? All the warships. You know what I mean? What them call them? The ones that the plane them land upon.
Carriers.
The carriers.
Yeah.
Continue reading, sir. Salakia.
God. And sailors.
You know what I mean? All of the ship captains. You know what I mean? All the military captains, the Navy. You understand? Continue reading.
And as many as strayed by sea.
And all of the Salakia and all of the cargo ships. You understand? Continue reading.
Stood afar off.
Right. Go ahead.
Verse 18. And cried when they saw the smoke of her burning.
Right. Them look out from sea and see America burning. You understand? Because the entire earth I go see America burning. You know what I mean? America is the lake of fire according to the Bible. You know what I mean? and everybody will see it. Zane, continue reading, brother.
Saying, what city is like unto this great city?
Right. You know what I mean? Nobody will be expecting that America would have been destroyed.
Damn right.
Right now, everybody think America, here in Jamaica, them call America world police. Nobody thinks that America can be destroyed.
Right.
You understand? Them think America's kingdom or the oppressor's kingdom will continue forever. But according to the scriptures, in 1 hour, you understand? It no mean literally 1 hour, you know. It's not one, you know what I mean, 60 minutes, you know. It just a show you say, yo, short time, man. You know what I mean? Easy and, you know what I mean? Easy does it. Yeah, our shy go destroy America. You understand? Are the nuclear bombs that will fall upon America go destroy America. You know what I mean? America destruction is nice. So while them create them space force and them got space and them say them ready, them not really ready. Them not ready. You understand? The oppressor is not God. The oppressor is not the Most High. He's not infallible.
Right.
He's just, he's not even a people. The scripture says he's a no people. The only reason why I'm have the power we have right now is because we fell from the Most High.
Right.
You understand? We fell from the Most High. We should have been the rulers of this earth. But the oppressor rule not because he's a better man than us or he is God. He rules because the Most High allow him to.
Right.
And like how the Most High destroy Pharaoh, I see him where I'm going to destroy the oppressor.
Damn right.
So Salakia, you know what I mean? Too hard for the scripture. You know what I mean?
No, that's definitely heavy. That was a good breakdown. Right. All right. Barack, Salakia?
Most High and Christ, sir.
Oh, no sweat, no sweat.
Yeah, man.
Barack, you got anything else you want to add on before we go to the next story?
Nah, Lord be with them. Salakia, listen. Go, you know, go play Call of Duty, all the war simulation games, flying simulation. You understand? Go play Warzone. Go play all the video games. Get ready mentally, you know. Just get used to lose. That's it. You know, get used to lose. That's it. That's all I gotta say. Lord be with them.
Listen, Barack, if I can add on to what you just said, if you're not Black, Hispanic, or Native American, go get you a treadmill and some weights.
Damn right.
Right? That's what you could do. Salakia.
Salakia, just to add on that, listen, if you're a so-called Negro, so-called Latino or Native Indian on your, you know, on this descent on your father's side, come to the I.S.U.P.K. ASAP.
That's right.
You understand? Come to the I.S.U.P.K. ASAP. Otherwise, you're gonna be, you know, they're probably gonna strap you on that missile and shoot you up into space. Salakia, listen, you don't want to be part of what's gonna go on Earth very soon. You don't want to be. You want to be on a chariot during that 1 hour.
Right.
You understand? That's all I gotta say. Leave, just like Revelation 18:4 says, right? You know, we need to come out of her. I mean, we need to separate from our oppressors because listen, we're gonna receive some of the plagues that the Most High has for the oppressor, including that lake of fire. You understand?
Right.
I'm born in the islands, so I already got enough heat like that. I'm Tawab. We have a heat wave in Montreal.
Good night, Barack. Good night. Let's get into this next story, Barack. Barack, you're killing me right now. All right, so we're gonna get into our next story, right? Listen, some men don't know how to get women, right? So they think they have to. Salaki, I'm gonna say this in the nicest way. They think they have to simp over women, right? When listen, it's better to do the work of the Lord, and all the women will come, right? So I'm gonna play this video, and this sister Ruby Rose. I don't know too much about this sister Ruby Rose, except for she's some famous one outside in the world, right?
What is she famous?
I could not tell you what she's famous for. I just know she's some famous sister or woman who jumps from man to man. And she's going to tell you why she be jumping from rod to rod.
Oh, she's a rapper.
Good night. Whatever she is. Whatever she is. I could care less what she is. If she don't have her head bent down, looking at her feet and her hands clamped and those elbows in the air like she's about to fly, I don't care what she is. So I'm gonna play this right quick. All right, let me know what the audio sounds like.
So like a Kayad one, can you hear me? Okay, Kayad one, you're on mute.
Loud and clear.
Okay, I don't know. The thing froze for a second.
Can y'all hear it?
I can hear you.
Sir.
Okay, 1 second.
She may not even be a sister out of one, eh? It's like Officer Zabaja. If you're speaking, you're on mute.
Good night. 1 second. I gotta figure out why this is stopping sharing. Kayawan, can you stop sharing the scripture that's in the back train?
Oh, no sweat, sir.
All right, 1 second. I'm gonna try to share this one more time.
Or can you try to send the link to Kayad one so he could share it? Maybe it's gonna be Tawab.
Okay, I can try to do that. That makes sense. Give me 1 second. I can
That's the
definitely
thing,
do
God
that.
one. She may not even be a sister because I'm reading on her right now. Her father is of Japanese, African American, and European descent, but it doesn't say, you know.
I don't even know what that means. What does that mean? Japanese, European, Martian, Negro. Like I don't know. Like, listen, you are what your father is. So if your father is a Negro, you're a Negro. If his father is a Negro, you're a Negro. If your father's mother was a Negro, but his father is Japanese, go and get you a treadmill.
No, her mother's going to change.
Salaki, I'm about to Kyle, I'm about to send this send you this link. Baraki Allah, give us a breakdown on who this sister is. Who's this sister? Who's this lady?
I don't know. I just googled her. She's a rapper, apparently.
Salakia, sir, if I may, just send it through the private chat. Just post it in the private chat. I'll be able to access it from there.
All right.
Yeah, man.
Hold up 1 second.
Apparently, she's a rapper from. I don't know. She's a rapper born in Kentucky, from Georgia. I never heard any song or anything from her.
Good night. That's okay. We'll see.
Okay, apparently she's the ex of Travis Scott and 21 Savage.
Yeah, so she be jumping from rod to rod as we suspected, right?
And she's with French Montana, apparently.
Good night. One of these have to get kicked. Which one? This one. All right. I'm sending it to the private chat right now.
Well, as far as I'm
All right,
concerned,
Kayad one, it's in the private chat.
Can.
No threat, Tuwada.
As far as I'm concerned, on the one, she's just a whore.
All right, so basically, what we're gonna watch right now is this woman's gonna say like she don't really like men who like her. She likes men who don't like her, right? And there's a few things about that statement, right? So Kayad one, you can play it when you got it.
Gun.
1 second, I'm gonna add it to the stream right now. So I added it to the stream. You can play it.
I like guys that don't like me, and when they start liking me, I don't like them, and it's really like
Wait, Kyle, pause that for a second. Pause that for a second. She said she likes guys that don't like her. And when they start liking her, she doesn't like them. This woman is for the street.
Right.
She is for the red stop signs and yellow lines.
Right.
Right. And it goes to show you that, listen, women in the world they don't know what the hell they want. Right. One thing she don't want though is a man that's just overtly just all about her. Like a Jaheim. A Jaheim is a R&B brother. He used to sing a song called "Put That Woman First."
God.
Right? And when you see up-to-date pictures of him, he looks like he's living in the streets because he put that woman first. He put the woman first and she put him out the house.
Right.
Right. Now, what you'll find out with a woman like Ruby, or just most women in the world, when you ignore them, they pay attention to you more. Right. I don't know if that's the experience for everybody else, but from what I've experienced, the woman that you want, when you ignore her, she's going to focus on you. Right?
Right.
Let's play this one more time. Let's find out what she says.
It's weird. But unless I really, really, really like them, then I'll still like them. But I like when guys like act like they don't like me and don't act interested in, you know what I'm saying?
Do you have a type?
Right, so that's it. That's it. You could leave that right there for now. Right. So I'm gonna get rid of it for a second. So we can be on the screen. She don't need to be on the screen. Right? Ruby Rose is saying she doesn't like when you like her too much, right? She's saying she likes a roughneck brother. She likes a brother who doesn't have time for her.
So lucky, if I may, sir. You know what I mean? I only a factor would I say come into play, but you know what I mean? This mindset, you know what I mean? This is the type of woman where that a pimp would control, you know?
Right.
You know what I mean? A pimp would have a type of woman like this in the street, work in the streets. You know what I mean? Smack her across her face. You know what I mean? If she not have money, you understand? And she will always stay to that pimp. You understand? This is the type of woman where, you know what I mean, a lot of them in Jamaica today, see, where them no respect a man unless him beat her. You understand? Them say, yo, the man no love her unless him every now and then him shot her a one box across her face. You understand? That's the mentality. But all right, here I'm gonna put this now on the other hand. We have grown up in a society that has, you know what I mean, so effeminize the man them that a woman don't know what real masculinity is. See, she think real masculinity is a man that abuse her. You understand? A man that don't care about her. And guess what? For some reason, this generation of women, them rather a man who don't care one bit about them. For some reason, which is not the right way, and that is not caring about a woman is not masculine. You understand? Real masculinity, you find that in the I.S.U.P.K and the commanding general, Your Honor, where we care about our women. You understand? But we're still masculine as ever. See? And we care and take care of our women and our family. You understand? Our children. We protect our children. We protect our women. You understand? Right. But in this society, it's like real masculinity now becomes you don't care about her. And that is what, you know what I mean, probably this generation of women go off about. You know what I mean? That is just loving what them call toxicness. And that is not, you know what I mean? That is not masculinity. Salakia.
Right, no, Karawan, that's damn right. She sounds like she's been through a bunch of bad relationships where she doesn't know what a real relationship is.
That is it. God.
Right. She does. Barack, you were saying something?
Lord, one.
Oh, okay, Khan. Yeah, I was just gonna say, like, she doesn't sound like she even knows what, like, a relationship's supposed to look like. And that is something that affects a lot of brothers and sisters in the world. They don't know how to have relationships. They don't know how to love each other and treat each other like family. Right? So once you start loving a woman like her who jumps from rod to rod, she's gonna say, no, this is not good. This is bad. I gotta run away from it.
Right.
Because now that means she got to take you serious. She has to like look at you and say, okay, this man is serious. I can't just play games with him.
Right.
Right. And instead of doing that, she does the easy thing. She runs.
That's right.
Right. So Slovakia. I don't know. Y'all got anything else y'all want to say on this Ruby Rose situation? I know I skipped out for a little bit.
La, the one she's, you know, la, she's for the streets. That's it. So yeah.
Yeah, that's her.
Right.
It really sounds like a mental illness, though. Like how you're attracted by people who don't want you, and when they want you, they're like, yeah, I want someone who don't want me.
Okay, there's another part of this, Barack. Right? Like the gal them love the roughnecks. Right? Now I'm not saying that's necessarily a trait of a roughneck, right? But a UPK priest is a roughneck in all sense of the word.
That's right.
And on my Saturdays, I'm not in my house. I'm outside. So I might be outside 7 days a week doing something for the school. Right? And the women that are married to the priest in here, they know that, listen, this man's not going to be all up in my face all day because he's busy.
Right.
I'm not going to be all up in his face because his phone is ringing 24/7 because he's counseling 50 families right now. Right? So there could be that, but again, this is not a UPK sister. This is not a sister who dresses modestly or stays with the man that she sleeps with. Right? This is a woman who's going to sleep with a man, and in 10 minutes, she's going to find another man to sleep with. And even worse, Brock, you said she's a rapper?
Apparently.
Listen, Kayadwan, if the man who can make a good rhythm for this woman is going to sleep with her. And that's the reality.
Apparently, she was in the Cardi B making the Stallion video when they talk about their box.
Good night. Good night. Yo, that says it all, right? The only thing I'll say, Cardi B, she be unmodest as hell. She has all the qualities of a whoring sister on camera, but that woman is married. Right? Now put that in a nutshell. I don't understand what's going on. Right? But that's like most of these industry women, like sidebar, like most of these industry women, you have Beyonce singing about single ladies when she's been married for 10 years, and Cardi B saying she don't cook and clean, and Offset having to go live showing her sweet.
Plus the lockout one.
Right.
There's a video of Cardi B talking about as a Dominican woman, they're raised to be, you know, submissive and cooking and cleaning, but yeah, that's what she promotes.
Right.
Well, on the flip side, right? We know a lot of Black and Hispanic people. I'm not gonna say we, but like a lot of Black Hispanic people. I'll just say we, right? Because we are one people, right? When you're Black, Hispanic, and Native American. But a lot of our brothers and sisters, right? They rap the things oppressors want them to say.
Of course.
Like realistically, outside of comment, not too many people are walking into. If I walk into Interscope Records right now and say I have a song about Black men not selling drugs and killing each other, I'm specifically telling us not to sell drugs and kill each other, they're gonna laugh at me. They're not going to sign me. But if I rap about the switch and the drum holding 50 shots and all the Black men I'm gonna kill, I have a record deal right now. Right, so there's also that. But this is why the UPK artists are the best in the world.
Khan.
Right. So once again, if y'all don't have anything else to talk about for this Ruby Rose situation, we are definitely gonna close out. We had a couple good stories to give to you today, right? We'll be back again next week, next Sunday. Salakia. We might not be back next Sunday, but we will be having camp in Montreal. Brock, tell them about the camp that we're having in Montreal. If you could, Baba Kasha.
Saturday, 10th of June, we'll be in Montreal at the corner of Stanley and St. Catherine, downtown Montreal, right by Peel Metro Station. You understand? We'll be having camp, what y'all may call a street speaking, where we're going to bring out the truth to the so-called Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Indian people that are in the city of Montreal. You understand? We'll be there, again, on the corner of Stanley and St. Catherine from 12 p.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. Afterward, we're going to hold class, you understand, from 5 p.m. to 8 p.m. at the Caribbean Food Factory. Again, that's the Caribbean Food Factory. You can go on all our social media, Facebook, Instagram, Twitter, TikTok, to find more information on that. You understand? This Saturday, June 10th, camp in downtown Montreal. Afterwards, we're going to have class in the Caribbean Food Factory. Every so-called Black, Hispanics, and Native Indian is welcome to class. Anyone could be here at camp, ask any question, make any comment whatsoever, but we'll do what we do as usual. You understand?
All right, no sweat. Again, Kayadwan, if you got anything you want to say before we close out, you can. I'd like to say thank you again to Wada for coming through, helping out with the technical difficulties that we had. It was definitely brotherhood that you showed, right? Salakia, Barak?
Salakia, real quick, I want. Next episode, we will bring back the verses. You understand?
Yeah, we gonna have to discuss that. We might have to bring back that verses. I'm waiting. You told me about a versus battle. I'm waiting. I've been waiting. I'm trying to see what's going on with that. But I guess I'll just keep waiting.
Me and Captain Azania, we're scheduling something. We need to speak to Captain Captain, but we're scheduling a major versus.
All right, no sweat, no sweat. We'll see what's up. We'll see what's up.
You know.
All right, gone. Yeah, man. I'm too hard to the man them for, you know what I mean, invite me to the show. You know what I mean? I would like to shout out a show that we have here in Jamaica called the Breakdown Podcast every Friday between 7 and 8. We have established a consistent time, but for now, between those times, you understand? Yeah, we break down, you know what I mean, similar topics like what the brothers them brought out on this show, you know what I mean? Yeah, man, so just go over to the Breakdown channel on YouTube, subscribe, find I.S.U.P.K Jamaica, subscribe to that, follow our pages, and remember to subscribe and follow to the Rise 1969 podcast as well. You understand?
Damn right.
Damn right.
You know what I mean? Yeah, man. Salakia.
Damn right, Kaiwan. Again, we appreciate you. Again, this is the Rise 1969. We're closing out, right? This is the I.S.U.P.K under Commanding General YAHANNA. Listen, the home of the truth, the safest place for Blacks, Hispanics, and Native Americans. And we'll be back again next Sunday, 5 p.m. Shalom.
Shalom.